As someone who plays on Nintendo Switch exclusively, I've played most of the system's very best games. Today, I'm here to share my top 25 as of the year 2024. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you don't miss any Nintendo Switch content, and let's get into the list. Splatoon 3 is hands down one of the best multiplayer games on the platform. This one-of-a-kind team-based shooter revolves around a core mechanic: shooting ink on the ground and using squid form to swim fast around the arena. Not only does this lead to fun and frantic turf wars, but many other game styles, not to mention a fantastic single-player platforming campaign. With the second iteration of Super Mario Maker, Nintendo has given us the keys to the castle, providing everything necessary to create wholly original Mario levels, and even full-length campaigns with World Maker. This is truly the stuff of dreams for creatives, and for those who might just be interested in playing the levels, Maker 2 continues to be an endless source. Three Houses represents a new direction for Fire Emblem, one that keeps its grid-based tactical strategy roots intact, but adds an explorable hub world and social simulation elements. As a new professor at the monastery, forming bonds with your students between each battle will in turn strengthen their combat abilities. It's an addicting gameplay loop that works extremely well. Persona 5 Royal is one of the must-play RPGs of the modern era. From its exceptional music and artwork to the engaging press-turn battle system, it's one of the best and most approachable games in Atlus's library. In it, you'll balance life as a normal high schooler, all while using the power of Persona to fight shadows corrupting the hearts of evildoers in the city. Celeste is so good, it stands toe-to-toe with any 2D platformer, indie or otherwise. The game is gorgeous, both visually and sonically. Plus, the game feel and level design are of the utmost quality. If you enjoy games with satisfying movement, then Celeste is one for you. And with it often found for very cheap on Nintendo eShop, there's no excuse if you haven't tried it yet. Octopath Traveler 2 is not a game you'll finish quickly. With 8 converging storylines and a massive, detailed world map, the second entry in Square's modern classic RPG series is leaps and bounds ahead of its predecessor, featuring lovable characters, a well-written story, and deep customizable combat. You can't do much better when it comes to old-school turn-based goodness. The fifth installment of the 2D Metroid series was almost 20 years in the making, but dare I say it was worth the wait? Metroid Dread is an immersive action-adventure game set within the dangerous caverns of planet ZDR. As the heroine Samus Aran, you'll navigate intricate maps, uncover power-ups, and use these skills to face off against some truly terrifying alien bosses. The first true home console Pokemon titles, Pokemon Sword and Shield, introduced many firsts for the series, from a large, freely explorable wild area to the Gigantamax mechanic adding extra depth to turn-based battles. The Generation 8 games are still some of the premier monster battle RPGs on the market today, and true can't-miss adventures for Pokemon lovers. Pikmin 4 is arguably the best entry to date in Nintendo's real-time strategy series. As a new recruit to the Rescue Corps, you'll team up with the lovable space dog Ochi and a variety of powerful plant-like creatures. Multitasking is the name of the game here, as you'll be in charge of the Pikmin forces while attempting to brave the unforgiving wildlife of planet PNF 404. A stunning revision of Monolith Soft's flagship RPG, complete with some much-needed quality-of-life updates, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is a masterpiece retooled for the modern era. It marks the beginning of an epic multi-game storyline, and is one of the most breathtaking open-area RPGs ever created. It even includes a new full-featured epilogue story, Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is one of the grandest adventures in video games. The 50-plus hour quest is framed around innovative motion-controlled swordplay, originally done with the Wii Remote and now seamlessly recaptured using the Switch Joy-Con. This leads to a completely unique style of combat and puzzle solving that's unmatched to this day. Staying true to its name, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is so awe-inspiring. It's the video game equivalent of a smile. Its brilliance is on display in every level, and with every reality-warping wonder effect the developers dared to dream up. Plus, some smart new additions like the equipable badge system help make Wonder possibly the best 2D level clear game ever made. If you've never played Kirby and the Forgotten Land, it will exceed your expectations. There's more here than meets the eye, with some tough challenges and deviously hidden unlockables lurking behind the game's cute exterior. There's hardly a fault to find in Kirby's first jump to the third dimension. Controls are intuitive, the level design is masterful, and the storyline is surprisingly engaging. It was tough to avoid Animal Crossing New Horizons when it first came out. The game was a phenomenon, and that's due in no small part to just how incredible it is. In Animal Crossing, island life is yours to live as you please. It's all about self-expression, and New Horizons provides the deepest levels of customization yet, complete with terraforming and an all-new crafting system, the first in the series. Needing no introduction, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best kart racing game of all time. Even though it's technically a port from Nintendo's previous console, it doesn't show its age one bit. It also helps that the course selection has doubled in the past 2 years due to the fantastic Booster Course Pass DLC. The best-selling game on the console, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remains a must-have for any Switch owner. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet lay important groundwork for the exciting future of the biggest gaming franchise on the planet. If you include the DLC, there are now 3 sprawling open-world maps to explore, and each one is teeming with diverse Pokemon creatures, new and old. Add on top of this the best narrative the series has ever seen, and you have, arguably, the strongest generation to date for this juggernaut franchise. There are few games that leave more of an emotional resonance than Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Monolith Soft's latest work is the epic conclusion to a 3-game saga, and at the same time, it's one of the very best role-playing games on the system. Complete with lush, detailed environments, top-tier action RPG combat, and a masterpiece OST, this is an absolutely can't-miss for fans of the genre. Without question, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate features the greatest fighting game roster ever assembled. With over 80 iconic heroes and villains from across the gaming industry, it's the most ambitious crossover of all time. And that's not just for show. Ultimate feels incredible to play, whether you're looking for multiplayer brawls with friends, or to enjoy its wealth of great single-player content. For many, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a childhood dream fulfilled. In this action-oriented take on the RPG series, players traverse wide-open areas searching for new monsters to battle and capture. For the first time ever, aiming and throwing Pokeballs is done in real time, leading to the most vivid realization of the Pokemon fantasy we've seen thus far. Hollow Knight is the best indie game on Switch, and it's not even really close. The size, scope, and detail of Hollow Nest, this game's world, is nothing short of mind-blowing. It's the highest quality 2D action-adventure game available today, featuring responsive movement, smart unlockable abilities, and some tough-as-nails boss fights. Many who have played it call it the peak of the genre. If you're going to remaster one of the greatest games ever made, it has to be done perfectly. Luckily, Metroid Prime Remastered is exactly that. This classic first-person adventure has been beautifully touched up and seamlessly modernized. It might be the best-looking game on the hardware, and the core experience is everything you remember and more. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 stands as the crowning achievement in Monolith Soft's trilogy. Journey through the Cloud Sea of Allrest alongside an unforgettable cast of characters. This is the game that threads the series together, featuring exceptional music and a thrilling story that will make you laugh and cry. Its blade system is one of the deepest in any RPG and leads to rewarding combat unlike any other. No Best Switch Games list is complete without Super Mario Odyssey, the plumber's latest and greatest 3D action platformer. In this entry, Mario enlists the help of a new companion, Cappy, who helps to take control of various objects around him. This leads to new gameplay styles and level design possibilities as we explore the game's vast kingdoms packed with collectible moons. This is a must-have on the console, and a once-in-a-generation game fit for all ages. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is still one of the best open-world games of all time. It's a timeless classic with a beautiful art direction, a massive world map, a mind-blowing physics physics engine, and a soundtrack that will go down as one of the greatest ever. This undisputed masterpiece redefined the open world genre, and will remain one of Nintendo's greatest achievements for years to come. Last year brought with it a new #1 Switch game of all time, and that's, to no one's surprise, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom takes everything Breath of the Wild did so well and amplifies it to an absurd degree. With a vastly expanded map, a suite of new, even cooler abilities, and a main story that puts the rest of the franchise to shame, this is the standout game of the generation. And the craziest part about it, it makes the second best game on this list, Breath of the Wild, seem like a mere proof of concept. Let me know what your favorite Switch game is down in the comments, like the video so more people can see it, and keep it here with this channel for more great Nintendo content.